Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Friday, May 1st, 2026. Happy May, everyone. And today's construction is by Rena Cohen, who has contributed a few puzzles for the New York Times. Apparently this is her 8th publication and first themeless on first Friday. So congratulations to Rena on breaking the themeless barrier. And as it is a Friday, this will be a themeless puzzle with hopefully not too tricky cluing, as there does tend to be on Fridays. I'm got a bit of an interrupted sleep, so feeling a little bleary-eyed, but hopefully not too much of an obstacle for today's puzzle. Let's see what Rena has in store for us for Friday, May 1st. Sticks in locks. Already, I don't know. I mean, locks in the puzzle very, very frequently means hair. Maybe we want pins, like bobby pins or something like that you might put in your hair. Philosopher who championed simple explanations is this Occam of Occam's razor. Cat or pet follower, and these are acronyms of some kind, but I'm not sure. These look like tests of some kind, maybe, but I'm actually not sure what they are. Element between fluorine and sodium. 4 letters. Bumps place idiomatically. Bumps place idiomatically. What kind of idioms involve bumps? Oxygen dependent organism. It's okay. I think this is wrong then. Because an oxygen dependent microorganism, I think, is an aerobe. This probably still ends in an S. Backstabbers. I don't know. Crazy Rich Asians for one. It's a movie, but obviously that's not what we want here. Hunter's actress Lena. Lena Olin seems to ring a little bit of a bell, but I'm not really sure why. Spongy exfoliator. Do we want a loofah? Uncontroversial opinions. Uncontroversial opinions. Cold takes, maybe, as opposed to hot takes. Dorm buddy, and this is a spanning entry, the only one in the puzzle, it seems. Dorm buddy. Dorm buddy. Underway. Afoot. The game is afoot. Dough in tamales. Is this masa flour, maybe? Which is, I think, maize flour or corn flour. Animals whose Aztec name translates to turtle rabbit. And I would not have gotten this except for the crosses that I already have in. It looks like armadillos. Court figures. And do we want a tennis court, or do we want a court of law, or what do we want here? Maybe district attorneys? Some winds. Oboes, I guess? It's always oboes. Bumps place. I still don't see that. Maybe this is neon. Element between fluorine and sodium. I know neon is one of the lower numbered elements. Backstabbers could be snakes. Baguettes, for example. Presumably we're not talking about bread here, but I'm not totally sure. Crazy Rich Asians for one. Still don't know what we really want there. Prepare in military slang. Prepare. Lock and load, maybe? That looks okay. Letter that's also, holiday that's also a Hebrew letter. I think this is Tet. Tet is what? The New Year, Vietnamese New Year, and also a letter in the Hebrew alphabet. I think that's what's going on there. Dorm college roommate? Dorm buddy? Well, it fits. Sign of canine contentment, a wag of the tail. A home of Swansea and Wrexham. Are these in Wales, maybe? Places in Wales? Storybook. Say. This stack of 3 longer entries in the middle here is going to be challenging. 11 and 13 and 11. That's what we have there. Letters long. Gluten-free grain. Gluten-free grain. And we want a grain and not, like other things that flours are made of, like almond or whatever. Authorizes. Okays, maybe? There are approximately 30 trillion of these in the human body. I'm guessing cells. Rests on one's laurels. Tom Blank, classic folk song that became a #1 hit in 1958. Dooley? That sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not really sure. Like some romantic resorts, adults only or something only. Couples only. That would fit. Impressive work and opus, like a magnum opus, a great work. Announcements before giveaways. Announcements before giveaways. Not sure. Gluten-free grain. Still don't see it. Voids. Voids. Do we want the verb or the noun? Not sure. Adjective that's synonymous with its last 4 letters. Oh, goodness. Need a few more crosses first. Retinue. A posse, maybe? Deep and full. Combat sport for short. MMA, mixed martial arts. Annual FDIC requirement. Don't know. Swag. Merch, maybe? Angle variable in math is theta. The Greek letter theta is the symbol for angles, unknown angles. Myosin's partner protein. Part of a race. Part of a race. I would have wanted a leg here. A craving for snacks. The munchies. That fits. Project Runway, Judge Garcia. I really don't know. Audit, some kind of audit. That looks right. Actin, maybe? Did I check this one already? Oh, a heat. Part of a race is a heat, yeah. So not part of a race for an individual, but part of the sort of logistics of running a race. Nina Garcia, I guess. Does this eradicate? Eliminates entirely. Eradicates. Okay. UNC's athletic organization. I don't remember what these are. ACC or FCC. Company whose name comes from a term in the board game Go. I don't know that. Convenient. At hand. Scruff is to a cat as either a neck or a nape is to a human. Tiki bar staple, probably a Mai Tai, so this looks like the nape of one's neck as opposed to the scruff of one's neck. ENE and West and WSW, east by northeast and west by southwest, are both examples of directions, and because they're abbreviated in the clue, we want abbreviation here, I think is what's going on. What positive news coverage is for business? Free PR. Yeah. Satellite alternative, AM, FM, is for radio. Section of a dress shop. Section of a dress shop. I don't know why I don't. Is this Atari and the ACC? So Mrs. Section of a dress shop. Mrs. Like little misses, like for young dressers. I think that's what that is. I'm not really sure. One Division co-star Elizabeth Olsen. This does starting to look like Tom Dooley. I'm not 100% positive. Place to hibernate. A lair, maybe? Rests on one's laurels. Coasts, possibly. Plant overseas, perhaps. Plant. Do we want like a spy, maybe? Devices that come with Siri remotes. I don't know. What a babbler makes. No sense, maybe? It may be bitter. Well, anything might be bitter. An ale. There's a style of ale called a bitter. Talks and talks. Yaps, maybe, or something like that. Foxy, probably sly. Yaps, or maybe yaks. This looks like applets or something like that. Apple TVs? Yeah, there we go. Apple TVs. Okay. Body sculpting procedure informally is liposuction. Cat or a CAT scan or a PET scan. Okay, got it. Except then this looks very strange. Oh, CIA asset, a plant overseas, a CIA asset. These clues looked really weird here with, TVS at the end here and like CIAA here. Like, it just looks weird. And EEPR at the bottom of 40 down, but anyway. Storybooks say make believe. A bank audit then here. Announcements before giveaways are spoiler alerts. A gluten-free grain is millet. Voids could be annuls, as in a marriage. Lovers of homophones say. Punsters. Word with thou art, and biblical sort of speak. Deep and full could be sonorous, as a voice. It's adjective that's synonymous with the last four letters is capable. Able is the last four letters, means the same thing. Dutch for farmer is boer, of the Boer Wars. Skulk in the shadows is to lurk, and then King Kong Studio RKO, I guess. Big name in petrol is Esso. And going back up to the top here, Crazy Rich Asians then as a rom-com. Baguettes. I still don't see what we want there. A bumps places on a log. Sticks in locks. Yes, locks are the places where oars go in boats. Okay, so on a log, and baguettes are gems for some reason. Why? I'm going to have to look that up. It is correct. Turns out. And then, oops, click the wrong button again. I'm always going to fall for that. Okay, let's go back to this. I can hear the exciting music again. Or, yeah, wait for it. So no theme to go over today, but let's go over some of the interesting clues. So sticks and locks, I got just right at the very end there. So sticks, a very loose way of saying, something made of wood, and locks are the sort of places, not necessarily in canoes, which is often the way we see this clue, but in sort of longboats and stuff like that, where we sort of the oars go in the locks. To sort of keep them in place especially while many people are rowing. So that's that. What else here? This is a fun bit of trivia that, and the name armadillo comes from the Aztec for turtle rabbit. Maybe bitter is misleading here, but we're looking for the style of ale. Some winds, not sort of weather related here, but wind instruments, and wind instruments always oboes. This is a very interesting observation that this Vietnamese New Year holiday is also the name of a Hebrew letter. I need to look this up because I don't know what is going on and how a baguette is an example of a gem. Announcements before giveaway. Well, this whole stack actually is quite good. Storybook, so like a make-believe ending, like fairy tale ending, storybook ending, make-believe, something like that. Announcements before giveaways, before you might give something away in a explanatory video or something like that about a movie. You might announce a spoiler alert, so to make sure in case people haven't seen the movie. Like some romantic resorts, might be couples only. I had initially guessed adults only, but same kind of deal there. No children, and in this case, I guess no singles either. What else? I remember vaguely now the connection between the board game Go and the video game company Atari. I don't really know what myosin and actin are, but Fine. Great. I didn't know that a scruff was specific to a cat or that a nape was specific to humans. So that's an interesting connection there to make. A bump on a log. I actually thought of log right away, but I didn't think of using the complete phrase on a log. So that's fun. Glad I got aerobe to dispel my initial guess at one across. That helped to sort of anchor this part of it. Lena Olin does end up being correct, though I don't know the show Hunters, and I cannot even tell you who Lena Olin is, or I just know the name from somewhere. Cold Takes is fun. Uncontroversial opinions, I've never heard that. And College Roommate is a great spanner here. I wonder if that's a debut. Probably not, but you never know for spanners because they're so much more rare. Plant overseas is a fun clue for a CIA asset. I had thought when I had the S blank blank at the end, I thought it might be some kind of spy, but right idea, wrong answer. Court figures is not misleading in this case. We want a court of law, and it is district attorneys. Tom Dooley came out of my memory somehow. Swansea and Wrexham, I guess, are in Wales. I wouldn't have known that if not for this clue. Capable and able. I think we've had something like this to point out the connection between those two words in the crossword. I'm guessing at the definition of this section of a dress shop, but I think that's what's going on. Yeah, and part of a race, it makes sense once you look at it, but not what I had initially thought. So that's the puzzle for Friday, May 1st. I hope you enjoyed that solve. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, let me know, and if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the subscribe button, and you'll get those notifications to you. We'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.